All right, everybody. Well, hey, hope you are all doing well on this Monday note. Secret sauce. Anyway, you can see over my head here, the dry erase board, pound secret sauce. If you guys will take a second and tweet something up, you would take a screenshot and share that. I'd appreciate that. I know that people are joining us in here. I can see the registration numbers going up. We had about 130 people register for the call, so I expect we'll see probably close to two-thirds of that on the call tonight, or right at 100 maybe. But I'm excited about tonight's call, everybody. I'm really excited about it. And hello, Renee. Good to see you guys on the call here. Patrick asked the question here, why are servicers so bad? They're killing me. It all depends on who your servicer is, honestly, Patrick. So that's something that you can ask later on. Why don't you just drop me a message via email. We'll talk about it. There's some things that are happening in the industry. Some are better. It all depends on really what you're having your servicer do. If you're trying to have them do the minimum amount, okay, hey, you get what you pay for. If you're having them do the reach out, depending on who that servicer is, it will kind of determine how successful they are. But anyway, while you guys get ready to ask some questions, I'm really excited about the call tonight. I think you guys are going to be rocking and rolling on some stuff. I'm going to minimize some. Whoops. Hang on here. Gotta love it when stuff pops up there. All righty. There we go. As always, these calls are recorded. That's perfect. Minimize now. Monday note. We've got some really good things here. If you are new to the call, it's your first time on, feel free to connect with me online at LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, along with Google+, Vimeo, and Pinterest. We also got a YouTube account, too, that these videos are uploaded to. Totally believe you've got to be socially mindful of what's going on out there. So, because there's a lot of things that are happening. You get a lot of information. And it's also a great way to, what's the word here, connect with other investors out there. Big congratulations again goes out to, in case you missed it last week, Steve and Kathy Francisco. They picked up this property in Indiana, actually Michigan City, Indiana, at just a fraction of the value. And Steve and Kathy are actually all the way from out in San Diego, California. So congratulations to them. They've been really working, knocking things out of the park. We wrapped up our Hawaii mastermind a couple of weeks ago, getting bids closed on things like that, which is exciting about. For those that are interested, our next mastermind is actually going to be down in South Florida. If you're interested in finding out how to be a part of that, feel free to email me at scott@weclosenotes.com. We don't offer a mentoring program anymore, but we do have a mastermind group that people can tap into and be a part of if they're interested. So that's December 7th through the 11th. We'll be actually at Cape Coral for 4 days, and then taking a nice ferry boat from Fort Myers down to Key West for some fun in the Conch Republic. All right. You guys are going to have questions as we go throughout here. Make sure to ask your questions. Make sure they're relevant. Let's if it's not relevant what we're talking about at the minute or at the point, save it till the very end because we'll have an opportunity at the very end to ask questions as well. All right. Also, highly recommend you guys go online to the Note Closers group on LinkedIn. If you type in just Note Closers group in LinkedIn under groups, this should pop up for you. There's a couple hundred investors on there. Totally great way for you guys to network, discuss the topic of tonight's call, share questions. Hey, Patrick, if you got questions on, hey, who's a good servicer I should use? This so-and-so sucks. There's a place for you to post it. All right. A couple of events we have coming up besides that mastermind. Actually, this upcoming Friday, we have a Note Makeover Day here in the office in Austin, Texas, in the We Close Notes War Room. What's cool about the Note Makeover Day is we have a couple investors come in, and we spend literally a one-on-one day with you, going through your business, going through struggles that you're having, any holes you have in your business. What do you need help with? Whether it's finding assets, whether it's breaking down due diligence, whether it's talking with investors, raising funds, breaking down deals, we help you with all that stuff. Perfect. Alicia, I appreciate that. Feel free to drop an email to me, and I'll be glad to forward that over to Steve and Kathy since you're up in that neck of the woods. That's awesome. But we've had several people come on out to the Austin workshop. It's $9.97 per person. Spend all day Friday with us at our offices here. It's a maximum 8 investors. We'll probably only have like 4 or 5 this Friday. So it's a small group, which is great. We spent in the war room here, in our conference room here at the offices. We focus on, like I said, on your needs. Whatever you need help with, we will sit there and focus on you. We'll take everybody out to the Oasis afterwards, which is on Lake Travis here. Now, Lake Travis actually has a lake in it again, versus being half a lake, for dinner, drinks, and a little fellowship and stuff like that. There's a picture of someone from the last one we had here with Kathy Woodson, Kelly Banks, Karen Peterson, Kelly Banks Fawcett, my bad, J.R. Hubbard, Chase Thompson, myself, and Stephanie Goodman. But the idea is to help you guys and gals kind of go, if you're struggling, if you're in a hole, you don't know really where to turn to, or you get sidetracked easy, the note makeover may be what you're needing. Maybe you don't need a mastermind yet, but you just need a little swift kick in the butt to keep you rocking and rolling. Something to keep in mind for you. All right. I'm also excited about next Friday, and I'm sorry, not next Friday, a week from tonight, I'll be speaking here in Austin at the Quest IRA $1 trillion mixer. All right. I'm excited about that. They're expecting 100 plus people. We just dropped in the mail today, literally 535 plus direct mail letters going out to IRA investors in the area here, inviting them to come out and meet on note investing. So really excited about that, trying to draw in IRA investors, not only just to Quest, because I work with those guys so well, Nathan and Quincy and Nate Hare over there, but get a chance to just network. A lot of people are looking for investments, and if they got money sitting in IRAs, they're having a hard time finding deals. So this is going to be next Monday night at Abel's North. If you're here in Austin or nearby, you may want to come check it out from 6:30 to 8:30. I'll be speaking for about an hour. Look forward to seeing Chad there. Got some people flying from Alabama. Renee, it looks like you and Ken are driving in from Houston. Look forward to seeing you guys there. As I said, I'm the featured speaker, so I'm excited about it. I'm going to do a little bit different presentation than I've done in the past. So just really trying to drive people into the event. Hey, where else are you going to meet a ton of IRA investors at one spot? So I don't usually do direct mail. I don't do it out for loans anymore. But for IRA investors, we do this on a regular basis, and it works out really well. So my upcoming workshop, actually got one in 2 weeks. God, it's hard to believe it's 2 weeks from now, or less than 2 weeks now. 11 days to be precise, in Washington, D.C., the Note Buying for Dummies workshop, Washington, D.C. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, August 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It's going to be literally at in Georgetown, at the Hilton Garden Inn in Georgetown. Past and present military, Art Compton. If you've been in the military, let us know. We go from 9 to 5 each day. Actually, on Friday, we'll go a little bit longer because we'll have a happy hour from 5 to 7. Give everybody a chance to kind of relax, get to know each other. It's $9.99. That's 2 for 1. It's good for you to bring your spouse, business partner, and go from there. You email me at scott@weclosenotes.com, and we can send you the registration link. But there's the picture of the hotel. It's not too far from Capitol Circle, if I believe correctly. Nice hotel, the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown. Looks like we got a question pop up regarding that. Noreen, you asked a good question. Will Quest have the thing online? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, and I'm really excited about it. If you are not following me on Periscope already, that's what I meant to do that in my slideshow here. If you're not following me on Periscope, you may want to do that, because literally we're going to do it live via Periscope. All right? At least while I'm speaking, I'll be doing a live broadcast via Periscope. I'm working with Chase, depending on what the restaurant has available as far as internet. We may try to do a Google Hangout, so you guys can ask questions. Look, go to Periscope, Noreen, and look for me on One Scott Carson, and you'll be notified when I post something next week. All right? It's not a website. You've got to literally go into your phone. You got to come to social media. This is one of the great ways that a lot of people are expanding on what they do. So go to Periscope, Periscope, and trust me, you'll like it, Noreen. I've seen a lot of people starting to use Periscope to make things happen. We've used it at the Houston workshop. We'll use it in Washington, D.C. to broadcast some people speaking, like Aaron Young and Nate Hare at Quest when we did the Houston workshop. So it'll be really beneficial for you to take advantage of this. So our next Monday night will try to be a virtual live actual discussion on IRAs and things like that. But anyway, back to the Washington, D.C.'s Note Buying for Dummies workshop. This class will probably be right about 50 people. We always get a lot of people sign up at the very end. We're sitting over 30 people right now who are RSVP'd for it. Heck, it's in Washington, D.C. And if you're in the Baltimore area, let us know if you're coming on out. I know some of you guys that are in that neck of the woods are probably going to be headed that way. Let us know, and we'll be glad to get you all taken care of. All right? We do have, this is a kind of a last minute reminder. We did have the kickoff of Chase Thompson's 30-day note marketing training kicked off today with day one. You guys have had 5 days prior to this was kind of the Kickstart trial period, but he literally started off today. Great message at Chase. Chase has done a really good job of these videos and going through how to really kind of help market yourself and your note business in simple things that you can do in a day. You can sign up for it today as well if you want to. We don't agree that Chase kicks ass at what he does. He's definitely a marketing guru, and it's just a $199 investment. We got a ton of people are taking advantage of that. Trust me, the next time we roll it out, it will not probably be $199 just because of all the amount of good content that Chase is giving. Some of the things that I'm literally learned stuff today. I'm like, oh, let me jump on and do that. Oh, because I see the videos a little bit beforehand. Oh, let me do that. Oh, that's a good idea. And so what's funny is Chase and I sat down about a month and a half ago and kind of outlined what we wanted to put in there, and he's taken a whole nother level. And so it's just, if you can imagine the content, if you ever heard Chase speak, you'll understand what I'm talking about when it comes to that. Let's see, quick question here. Gene, oh, that's right. Gene's on Periscope. That's right. Gene, you're doing a good job with your drive-bys in Indiana. And your drive-by where you're taking your Periscope and literally kind of, hey, here's a walkthrough. It needs help with that. You're doing a great job, Gene. Very proud of you to be in the 21st century when it comes to social media. All right? But anyway, if you're interested, let us know. We can be glad to get you started because then it comes out every morning. So day 2 kicks off tomorrow on that. If you do want to sign up, just go to bit.ly/ChaseKicksAss, and then it gets you signed up at the $199 price. Okay? I'll leave that up there for another second or two for you guys. So you go http://bit.ly/ChaseKicksAss. And I believe you've got to capitalize the C, the K, and the A for ass. Chase kicks ass. All right? Good job, Rich. I see you're now following me on Periscope. Very, very good job. Nice. Good to see you guys in Chicago. All right. Let's move on a little bit here. All right. Also, something to keep in mind here, in the end of September is the Distressed Mortgage Summit taking place September 30th to October 1st, New York City at the Crowne Plaza, Times Square in Manhattan. Actually, the early bird special, I believe, ended on Friday if you missed out on that. I think it's $645 or $695 a person. You get the likes of Fannie Mae and some other high-end funds going to be there. If you're looking to be a portfolio trader, we're not talking a one-off, not talking a cherry picking. We're talking to make a real business about what we're talking about. You probably want to be there. Now, if you're branded and not investing, probably not the one for you. That's because that's a nice size $1,000 for a day and a half is when you figure in coming for 2 days and spend the night. But there are some nice big things. I'm actually on the speaking schedule, but I don't see exactly where he's got me registered for. But that's one thing that's upcoming for those of you guys that are really serious about it. Now, it's not like the Noteworthy East event we put on up in New Jersey earlier in the year in April. It's a little bit more advanced event. So keep in mind, a lot of the pool traders, hedge funds will be there. People are trading on a regular basis. So if you're interested in registering, let me know. We can send you a link for that. All right. Let's get in the kitchen here, all right, with the secret sauce here, all right? Because you're all about making money, right, everybody? You're all wanting to make some money on stuff. That's right. Okay. So lately, I get people all the time that will ask me, Scott, what's your secret sauce? And I always kind of crack up at that because I think we all develop, as a good cook develops their business and their recipes over time, they add and take away a little bit to it, right? And so if you've been following me online, you realize on Saturday, I posted, actually, I won't take it away from you here. I posted a posting for some stuff. And I always make the funny joke about the secret sauce, like you get a Big Mac, 2 all beef patties, lettuce, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, right? That's sort of the Big Mac. There's special sauce on there, which if you eat enough of it will kill you. All right, that's not what I'm talking about. A lot of times our secret sauce comes down to what we actually digest, what we put into our business, what we put into our lives. Like I'm doing a juice cleanse right now. So I go to Juice Land, which is here locally. They literally can throw this stuff in the bottles for me. I pick it up. I've got a day's worth of juice for me, which is something that we've been doing for a little bit here. I've got a juicer at home. Didn't get a chance to make it earlier, so I went by and picked up a nice little 8-bottle variety pack. Now, the secret sauce when it comes to this is if you think about what it is, we all have a little bit different. Some of us eat a little bit differently. Some of us digest things differently in how we take things, whether it's reading a book, if we're taking things in, we all build a little bit different business model and stuff. Like I'm literally, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, you'll see that I've posted this list of books here, these 12 books that I absolutely love. All right. I think, and these 12 books have helped shape my sauce. All right. They help shape my management of things, how I look at things. Okay. How I dictate things. When you start especially diving into the 1-Minute Manager, the E-Myth, Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, the 4-Hour Work Week is something that a lot of us struggle with, and we need to look at doing this. But a lot of these books on here can help you, in theory, kind of help you out with things. If you read them, that's great. It's up to you whether or not you implement them or not. All right? The sauce is how you implement those things out there. And a lot of us are really good about reading things and how it's a great idea, but not following through. Anybody want to confess to that? Yeah. Trust me, we all do. Okay? And it takes time to develop that sauce. So, and one of the biggest things is what you put in your mind can vary. Because a lot of us, if you're putting Big Macs in your business, if you're digesting Big Macs in your life, you're going to end up, right? Versus good vegetables and fruits and good food, right? Same thing mind-wise. The last thing you want to do is be around like Debbie Downers. You don't want to be around those type of people. I'm Cuban, I use that all the time. We hate Debbie Downers. We hate people that are negative, okay? These are the people that you dislike associating with, all right? You want to get these Debbie Downer people out of your life, out of your business, out of your kitchen, all right? Because they're like the people that are looking over your shoulder. Oh, why'd you add that? Or you shouldn't do that. Oh, it's going to be too spicy. Oh, I'm a little verklempt, whatever, all right? Now, the secret sauce in here, everybody falls in a line with having 30 days to get stuff done. Everybody's got 30 days in a month or 28 or 31. We've all got so many hours in a day. So what my secret sauce is, you'll be cracked up about this because secret stands for a variety of different things, okay? I'm just going to roll this up because I basically kind of wrote this down here for you. Successful entrepreneurs capitalize resources and extra time. Think about it. That's the secret side of it, okay? It's not some magical potion or magical formula. It's literally that the secret is successful entrepreneurs capitalize resources and extra time. I'll let you take a second. Just trust me, you want to write that down. Secret. It's all spelled out. S-E-C-R-E-T. Successful entrepreneurs capitalize resources and extra time. Think about that. Those people that are totally successful do the most productive thing at any given moment. Okay? Think about that. Everybody that's successful, they take what little extra time they have and they monopolize it. They exponentially grow it. They take that extra time and resources and they make things done. A lot of you are like, how did they get that done? How did that person go back to school? How did that person land that deal? How did that person find those investors? And really, it's not a huge amount of extra things. A lot of times it's a little 5, 10, 15% of the things they do a little bit extra that helps them be successful. That's the secret of the secret sauce side. Now, sauce, comes in with the 12 hours. I mean, my bad. We all got 12 hours in a day is what I meant to do. I guess I had the animation go in the wrong spot. But anyway, that's the secret part. Now, the sauce side, I want to say a little comment here from Jim Rohn first. Okay, I'm sorry, Brian Tracy. Okay, move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. Okay, if you're constantly in a comfortable position, you're never going to grow, is basically what he's saying there. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to be willing to go do things they haven't done before, because otherwise, if you keep doing the same things you're comfortable with, I mean, if it's making you money, great. A lot of times, our passions are stuff that we get excited about, doing something different, talking to investors, speaking, evaluating deals, making money on deals. A lot of the stuff we like. So the sauce side of it, I'll just bring this out here. is success appears under constant effort. You've got to keep doing things. Successful people don't sit back on their laurels and just kind of, we're good. Success appears under constant effort. People that are successful are constantly evolving. They're constantly changing the sauce. They're constantly, bam, put a little new bam into it. They're constantly working on their business. They don't just say, I'm good. Because if you're, I'm good, you're going to get overtaken by the competition. You're going to have somebody else find that investor. All right? Okay, looks like I get a question here. That's right. Oh, Noreen, I love it. Yes. Your comfort zone can be your broke zone. I love that. I'm going to use that. Your broke zone is your comfort zone. You're amen to that. That's great. I think a lot of people do that. But what happens, though, too, is we get fear. Was it false evidence appearing real? Everybody's scared about, I don't know what to do. So we don't do anything. I would love to do that note investing thing, or I'd love to buy that real estate thing. But that means I have to go network? What? I have to show up to something? What? I can't watch Grey's Anatomy? Huh? It's Monday. The Bachelor's on. Or, it's Monday. Monday Night Football's on. I'd rather spend time doing that versus working my business. And we're not talking, hey, a lot of times you can do a lot of the same things at the same time. While the game's on, you can be working on expanding your database or connecting with LinkedIn investors or writing blogs or posting stuff. You're constantly putting effort out there. All right. My staff has always cracked at me because we'll be out somewhere in a game or having fun dinner, and suddenly I'll just throw my sunglasses down. I got an idea, and I'll be like, da-da-da-da, and they're like, oh God. You talk about one thing 1 minute, Scott, and suddenly the next you're like, I got an idea, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Constant effort. You've got to keep doing the things over. The 80% of sales are made at the fifth contact. Well, if you've only made one contact or one email, you're still 80% of the way from just getting to the point where you're going to have the numbers work in your favor. And a lot of us give up literally inches, or in some cases 3 feet from goal. My buddy Greg Reed is hosting Secret Knock this week right now, going on today, tomorrow. Could be there. But this is one of the books that we're giving away. It's also co-written by Sharon Lechter. Great book. I know some of you guys on the call here had it from the workshops have given, things like that. But a lot of us, we never get a chance to sauce. It's like literally trying to bake a cake. You go to, we all go to workshops. We've all taught things. We've all do a little bit of things. It's like literally putting all the ingredients together, okay? Putting all those ingredients in a bowl, stirring up to make a cake, and then just letting it sit there. And then not throwing it in the oven and letting a little heat and time allow it to bake. A lot of us are just ingredients we've thrown together, and aren't given the full constant effort to make things happen. Is that making sense, everybody? Or am I just talking at my wazoo here? Okay. The sauce aspect of it, everybody, is coming from maximizing your time. Okay. You've got to learn we waste so much time doing shit we shouldn't be doing. Okay. A lot of us don't know our time. We don't know our value of our time. Okay. And what it comes down to. And I love this quote here too by Robert Collier, who's obviously been passed away for it. Success is a sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out, doing the same thing over and over again. Okay? That's all success comes down to. It's just repeated sums, doing it over and over and over. And a lot of us will do it once or twice and then we'll give up. I'm going to make 50 phone calls. Well, I got tired after 10, so I'm not going to do it. And that's where my secret sauce is, everybody. I will outwork you. And I will stick to the thing like a dog on a bone. All right? I'm going to keep working because I know it works. I know there's banks out there. Just got to make phone calls. I just got to get to them. All right? I know if I keep sending emails out, somebody's going to respond. It's just if you keep doing it over and over and over again. Some days my emails blow. Like crap, nobody opened it. And the other days I send them like, yeah, it was a good email. That's how I test and try it. Okay? Well, they didn't get this one last night. Maybe let's see if they open the same one again in the morning. I'll send it out again. All right? Exactly, Steve. It's all the little things. It's the little things over and over and over again. The day in, the repeated stuff is the constant effort. All right? And we all know people that will get something to try once or twice, but they never let it sit. They never let that cake bake. All right? So, important to think about this. How can you free up time? For those of you guys that have another career, job, whatever it is, You've got to learn to delegate stuff out. All right? You've got to learn to be able to get rid of things. So what can you get rid of? Well, you can get rid of housework. I hate doing housework. I hire a housekeeper to come in and clean. Literally, I hate washing clothes. All right? So literally, like this yesterday, bagged up 2 big bags of clothes, dropped them in the car, went and dropped them off at the laundromat. I'll pick them up here. I expect a phone call from Scott. Your laundry is done. It's all nice and folded. Then I get home and then if I want to, I can throw it in the drawers. But I hate doing housework. I'm like, I will pay $75 to somebody to come and clean my house. I will pay $1.25 a pound for somebody to wash my clothes and fold them for me. Okay? I hate washing clothes. It's the most annoying thing. And I'm a little vain about, I want my clothes to look nice and not wrinkles and stuff like that. Even when I lay back in the office, still want to look decent. You never know who's going to stop in. But I hate doing this. I also hate paperwork. I hate filling out loan sale agreements. I hate filling out servicing things. It's the bane of my existence. Like, can you please fill this out? Steph, can you please fill this out? All right? Okay? Hey, that's what you're paid for. Go do it for me. All right? Contacting banks. I'm not bad at it. Actually, I'm pretty good at contacting banks. But I would rather delegate it out to somebody who's got more time because the president of the company shouldn't be calling the banks. All right? That's why we're hiring intern staff to do it. Pulling lists. Well, can you pull a list off of LinkedIn? Can you jump on and take a look? Can you jump on mortgage brokers' websites or mortgage bankers' websites? Can you jump on Lane Guide and pull that stuff together? Social media stuff that you can outsource. Oh, I had a lady in here today. She's running some campaigns for me. I mean, literally said it. We talk about what we want. She says what I think. Bam, she's going to be handling some marketing for me. My website. I am not a coder on my website. And I was on the phone with somebody again today on this because we've got a WordPress website and there's a couple of plugins that are need to be updated. And so, hey, I'm not going to do it. I can barely log into it. So I've got a guy working on that for me. Emails. Maybe you don't like to write emails. Maybe you don't like to communicate with your database. There's people that will do that for you. Maybe you don't like talking to investors. All right. Some of I know that I've talked to some people like, well, I've kind of used up my database, my warm market. I need to find investors. Well, great. If I wanted to, we could literally pay Postcard Manny or one of my interns to literally stuff envelopes and do all day, which is what I did. You can also, you're going to outsource and servicing. You're not going to handle servicing because that's a big red flag for your business. You're also the loss mitigation side. You got to have somebody do it. Unfortunately, they could suck. Like Patrick was mentioning, the servicers suck. It's just about finding the right mix of time versus cost. Okay. But we've got a new loss mitigation company they're very aggressive on it. They've gotten quite a few deed and loans and mods done in the last couple of weeks. Checking taxes is something that you should have somebody else do. All right. Pulling values. Oh my God, as I start getting into the stuff here, these are all things that you can delegate out. All right. Yeah, exactly. You're so right about that, Dennis. Ask yourself, are you the CEO or employee of your own business? Yeah. We don't have to get into the cash flow quadrant from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but are you the boss, or are you a business owner, or are you self-employed? Okay. And if you're going to go to the next level, the things that you want to get rid of are a lot of these things on here. Can we all agree to that, everybody? I think we can. Okay. So Marcus has a question. What do we do then? Oh, what do you do then? Yeah. Well, there's things you can outsource, like you can jump on Fiverr. Okay. You can jump on Upwork, I guess is what it's called. Literally, there's a whole variety of things that you can outsource. Okay. Getting traffic, proofreading documents, business processes, finding leads, contact management, travel planning, business blogging. Literally, I want my day spent focused on 2 things. One is marketing because I like the marketing side, and then also deals. Hey, what are we looking at here? What can we do? I'm not really the break down the deal guy anymore. I mean, I could do that, but my best time is literally spent more so talking with investors, talking with sources, okay? Talking with the assets. Like I had a great conversation with a servicing company today. We've got 200 assets sent to us for us to cherry pick, another 800 on the way. I mean, those are the conversations that are worth doing. But what happens, a lot of us struggle with, where is it here? The E-Myth, Michael Gerber. Struggle with a variety of things as entrepreneurship. We're either we're having to be the manager, we're having to do R&D, go back and fix things. We're constantly making sure things are right. We all struggle with it, especially on the note side. There's so many different things that we do. What can you guys, especially if you're not doing this full time, what can you learn to delegate? And I think the biggest things you can delegate is a lot of times the tapes. okay? Or the business process. Like this is a good outline of kind of how deals flow, whether it's an occupied asset or vacant asset. These kind of give you an idea of where your exit strategy is. Because a lot of people, when you're a brand new investor, you get a list, you're like, oh, I got deals. Oh, shit, what do I do with this stuff now? How is this going to go this way? How is this going to break down? And the idea is like, wait a second. Before you start worrying about dollars, you got to figure out about what you're actually looking at. What are you actually going to buy? All right? And how do you define those numbers? And how do you break that stuff down? And that's why I'm so excited about tonight's call is I've got a special guest on here who's going to help you that. We're going to talk tonight. I'm going to make sure. Liz, are you here on the call? Can you hear me all right, Liz?
Yes, I can.
All right. Yes, Steve, I will send you that flow chart as well out to you. So before, hang on a second here, though. There's a company out there called Note Investing Club in Tapetex. And you may have heard them briefly, I think 2 weeks ago or last week on the Note MBA podcast. But I've known these cool cats for a while now. Got going about 3 or 4 years now, and they've done an amazing job, really kind of filling a niche where a lot of investors struggle with. A lot of people like the idea of doing deals. They like looking at assets, but they don't take the time to go through and do all the due diligence that needs to be done or breaking down. And they don't, they're like, I have a hard time hiring somebody to get some stuff done. So Liz Broomer with Seasoned Funding LLC's on the phone. You give everybody let's give Liz a big round of applause for joining us. Woo! Exactly. And I've known you for a while. There's a picture of Liz. She asked not to use her webcam tonight because she's been out working on some stuff. She's like, as she said, "Oh, I look horrible."
I wasn't prepared for a video.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. So what I'm going to do is you guys are going to want to grab a pen and paper to kind of take some notes. Liz knows her stuff. They've done a really good job filling the niche aspect of it. So for those of you guys that are going to ask questions, I guarantee Liz is probably going to answer them as she goes through this stuff and what they've done. Her and her partner have basically done in filling a very needing gap out there in the note industry. So let me do this. I'm going to turn this over to you here in just a second. Let me change presenter here for you to Liz. Yes. Okay.
All right. Show my screen. I'm ready for you. Can you see it?
Yeah. You want to go? Yep. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Oop. All right. So hello, everybody. I'm Liz Broomer, and I know Scott talked about his secret sauce, and I loved the acronyms. They were wonderful. I especially resonate with the secret part. It's kind of a big focus of mine tonight, really capitalizing your resources to gain extra time or with your extra time. So here is my recipe for secret sauce success. In order to really, it's frozen, there we go. In order to really get Note Investing Club and why we even created it, you kind of have to know more about me. I am an active note investor, but I am also a full-time teacher. I used to teach first grade, but I'm now going to be teaching kindergarten. I'm going with the babes. And it is full-time. I mean, it's tiring and exhausting both mentally and physically. So coming home from a long day of school with crying and fighting and who knows what, I don't always want to work on my real estate business. And it was becoming really painful for me to come home because we would end up getting inventory, and I would try and go through a tape to get in, my bids the next morning, and I would be staying up until 2 in the morning, would be eating at 11, and it's not healthy. I was not getting enough time to be a good teacher, and I was just running myself dry. And I almost actually, if I didn't change something, I was probably just going to end up quitting. I would have gone back to my comfort zone and been like, this is better than me being exhausted all the time. I was so close. So,
but you guys were close in some deals though too. Let's.
We were, but we weren't doing it consistently enough for the effort that was being put out. But I realize now we were putting forth effort in the wrong places. Once I realized the importance of outsourcing, and like you said, the time, we realized that we were spending time in all the wrong places in order to actually grow our business. So we decided to outsource, or I decided that I wanted to outsource due diligence. That's what I felt at the time I was spending the most time on. But I was also still a little bit behind the game because we'd get these tapes, and sometimes I'd be at school, or I had a function after school that night, and I couldn't go through the assets fast enough. Or we'd get multiple tapes, and I just couldn't get it done enough. in enough time to really get the bids in fast enough to be accepted. So I outsourced the preliminary due diligence to a VA. I had a few friends doing it, not specifically with due diligence, but with other tasks in real estate, and I realized it could work. I just needed to really figure out how to make it work. So I created this like really extensive, I kind of took a break from actually actively bidding on notes, and I created this really extensive training program where I actually sat down in front of some tapes on my computer and got a nice recording system and recorded every single thing I do going through a tape in order to get all the information I needed. And then I housed it on a website, created some documents for our virtual assistant, and then we started the whole training process. And it was really time consuming. It probably took me close to 2 months to really get it really extensively completed and thorough and accurate. But once it was done, it is awesome, and we've hired multiple virtual assistants. I know clients now have 2, and it's just so cool to see it in action.
And you're doing a great job too, because I've used you guys' services with a tape recently on some things, and we're excited about it. It's one of the things that we're looking at doing is implementing that, outsource it to you guys on every tape that we get. So, especially the initiative that's rolling across my books right now on some stuff. I mean, I'll do a little bit high end, and people give me a hard time like, Scott, you got a really good brain for remembering if a tape is real or if it's fake. And yeah, I can look at stuff and remember stuff, but I don't want to jump on the websites to pull square footage, bed, baths, and all that good stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely. It's just not worth your time. I mean, especially when you're getting a lot of inventory. If you made yourself do all of those tasks, you wouldn't be able to go through all that inventory.
Right.
And it's just not worth it. You're neglecting so many other areas of your business that it's not worth it.
A big variety of people on the call here tonight. Let me just pull up this because I know the tenants have family, they've got young kids, and you don't have kids, but you take care of kids all day long. Last thing you want to do is see kids when you get home, right, Liz?
Yeah, I got a while for that.
Yeah, exactly. But there's people on here, you've worked hard to do things. We got some teachers on here. We got people that have got grandkids. You want to enjoy the fun times of the day doing fun things. You've earned it, and you want to be fresh and look at the things that make sense to you. And so I'll just shut up and let you finish going, Liz. I think I've kind of still a little bit of apologies.
No, you're great. That's great points. But you're right. I did. I mean, that's probably selfish of me to say that I wanted some time for myself, but we all need it. I mean, I'm happy to work on some areas of my business every day. At least, there's a minimum when I come home from school, at least 2 hours that I spend following certain things up, but now it's no longer 8 hours and me excessively working on things that I know I can outsource. Mm-hmm. So this is my why. Traveling is one of my huge whys. This was this summer. We went to Spain, and we went for 3 weeks, which is a long time to be away from our business, but we knew that we had inventory coming in because we'd made relationships with sellers, and we had our VA set in place that knew how to do due diligence. So while we were there, we ended up getting a tape, and we sent it to our VAs the next morning. They had it back to us, and we could put bids in specifically on the properties that we were interested in. They know the states we buy in, they know the prices, things like that. So it was awesome. And then they gave me the links to all the information they found. So if I questioned something, I could literally click on the link and see that, okay, they didn't just come up with this value. They actually gave me 3 comps, and I can see the 3 comps. Oh, they didn't just say it's a good condition. I actually have a picture of it here because they went to Google. They gave me everything I needed to really feel confident in our bid. And it was awesome to see that whole process really in action. And we still were drinking wine and doing things in Spain and not worrying about it. So it was awesome. Mm-hmm. So this is probably for everyone that's on the call that you mentioned, the family. It's having that life balance, whether it be if you're working a full-time job like me, or if you have family, or maybe I was neglecting my health super. Like I told you, I was staying up so late, and we weren't eating well because we'd stay up late, and we'd just get whatever we could, and we wasn't working out. So outsourcing can help you find that life balance that you've been missing and grow your business at the same time. Your time is money. I know Scott said that a zillion times probably tonight in other ways, but literally the most valuable thing that you have in your day is your time. And if you're not valuing it properly, you are doing yourself a disservice. I love this quote. I found it today when I was trying to find quotes to really promote outsourcing and show the importance of it. If you spend your time, and let's say your time's worth $20 to $25 per hour, if you're spending your time doing something that someone else will do for $10 per hour, it is simply a poor use of your resources.
Oh my God, that's such a great quote. And Tim Ferriss,
right?
co-author, the author of the 4-Hour Workweek. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. You got to send me that quote photo. I will use that over and over again.
It is so great. And for a note investor, Scott, I mean, I'm sure your hours are worth much, much more than $20 to $25 an hour, but maybe you're not doing as much deals. It is worth $20 to $25, maybe $50 to $100. But you can outsource most of these tasks for $3 to $6 to a virtual assistant.
Yep.
Like, it's insane to continue to spend your time doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. So now we're going to kind of walk you through what we're doing and how we're doing it. But so that you know what our two companies are and really highlight both of them, we have Note Investing Club, which is actually a membership website that helps you hire your own VA. So if you want to have your VA at your beck and call, they're trained with you, they work with you directly, Note Investing Club's the way to go. If you're a more passive investor and you literally want to outsource every step of this, you don't want your own VA, then you're going to want to use TapeTex. That pretty much is just a upload, click, and submit, and then we do all of the due diligence for you and send it back to you within 24 to 72 hours. So that's the service that Scott was talking about that he used with us earlier. He has his own outsourcing systems put into place, but this is a really easy way for him if he's traveling or doesn't want to do it himself or his assistants are busy or whatever it may be. He can literally upload it to TapeTex, and I'll show you that here. If you go to TapeTex, you're going to scrub your tape, and you can either choose to have it rushed, which is 24 hours paper asset, or you can do it maybe the weekend before you have to put your bids in. They're not going to accept bids in the weekend or whatever it may be. You have some more time. You could do the 20 or the 48 hours to 72 hours. And once you choose the timeline that you're working with, you're going to actually just literally upload the tape and move on from there, and we'll send it back to you in your timeline. If you do want to have it filtered to your criteria, like, for example, I had these clicked from earlier, but you could literally click by state that you want it to be filtered to so that the VAs aren't scrubbing properties that you don't care about. You could have it done by property condition. I know some people only want properties that look nice. I mean, I don't really care, but to each their own. So you can filter it to whatever your criteria is, and it's literally will get you an awesome tape with just the assets that you're interested in.
That's phenomenal.
So that's TapeTex. Yeah, it's so nice. I love it. And then Note Investing Club. So once you actually become a member tonight and once you sign up, this would be the home screen that you're going to see. And the highlight of becoming a member is the actual VA training program. You're going to be able to gain access to all of the videos that we've used specifically to go through each step of the process of scrubbing a tape. I mean, it's everything from how to add columns to the tape so that the VAs know exactly what to look for. Filtering, some VAs might not know how to filter, and I know some investors that don't know how to filter a tape. So that shows them how to do that. Then we show them how to do population size, find Google Images to see the property condition. We have them look up public records, taxes, property appraiser website. We actually teach them step by step how to find the current market value, which I think is cool because I know a lot of investors just use the estimates, from eAppraisal or Zillow, but those really aren't that great. They can be pretty inaccurate. So we've trained the VAs and taught them how to actually find properties that are similar in size, condition, location, age of the home, and they calculate the average value based on those comps. So that's a really cool feature that I think is irreplaceable.
That's huge too, because that's taking it. You guys have gone through it. You've done it. I get a lot of people that ask me all the time, like, Scott, can you do a video on how we train our VA to scrub a tape? And I'm like, listen, I break down a tape. I'm not going to sit here and show you how to do everything because everybody's a little bit different how they come up with their formula. Like you mentioned, hey, I want a pretty house. I don't want to have a house that's got, it's ugly. If it looks ugly on the websites or the map stuff, I sure as heck don't want to waste time with it. And so you've taken the time here literally to break it down chapter by chapter. What do you got, like 17 videos on there? Lien and judgment
Yeah.
searches and all that good stuff? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So and I mean, we've even had like troubleshooting, because I know you can get some crazy results when you're doing some searches, and we prepared for those and have videos for when those happen, so your VAs aren't coming back to you going, what do I do now? You know, we thought of everything because we had to do it with our VAs, so we know the questions that they're going to come up with. So yeah, I mean, it even looks for liens and judgments in public records. They look on Pacer for you. So it's super extensive information that when you get it back in a tape, allows you to quickly make a bid. You can trust that they know what they're doing because they were trained so well, and because it's so extensive, they give you the links for it, which is so helpful. So this is, I'd say, the meat and potatoes of Note Investing Club, but as an addition, we also have extra resources for our members. So we have articles that come out about different things in the note investing industry, or just sometimes in the economy or the real estate market. We have a blog that we update frequently. We have a discussion forum, which is pretty cool. It allows the virtual assistants to ask questions about the training process, and it also allows, you know, the members, if they have a question like the gentleman earlier did about servicing companies, like, hey, this servicing company sucks, does anyone else have a suggestion? You could post that there too.
This is good because it's kind of contained too, versus people back and forth, versus being like bigger pockets or Facebook or stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's overwhelming when you ask questions on those big forums, I think. I've asked one question and instantly regretted it. So, you know, we have newsletter articles, podcasts, and what I love is the toolbox. So the toolbox is useful for both members for increasing tools that you use in your actual note business, but the toolbox also is documents and different checklists and cheat sheets, things like that for your VAs to use. So when you go into a video, it shows you everything they're searching for, and then if there's a document that's useful for them during this actual step, it's right here for them to download, so they don't need to go back and forth between the two. You know, everything's right here as they need it. So these two are just examples of, you know, that one's an REO note guide. So it literally shows them step by step in written form how they go through the process. So we show them how to filter. You know, it gives them examples of what a good condition looks like, of what a okay condition looks like. This one's okay because of the neighborhood, by the way. And poor condition. I mean, this one's completely overrun. So it shows them and gives them something to reference rather than having to go back to the videos every time. We have other things like glossaries so that they know the industry lingo that they can download. And then the best part, well, not the best part, but a great part, is that we actually help you find a VA, because I know some people haven't hired a VA before. They don't know where to go or what to do. We walk you through that step by step. We actually show you, and let me pull it up, we show you the different ways to use VAs, kind of like you mentioned, ways to determine what you want from a VA. And then also our job posting, which is, I think, helpful because on each platform that you choose, they're going to have specific criteria for when you create an ad. And if you don't know what to put there, it's kind of intimidating your first time. So we show you our ad step by step, what we place, how we actually interview our VAs, how we eliminate some, and then during the hiring process, we give you training for the virtual assistant. So you're going to set them up with the videos. They'll have access to those in the downloads. You're going to give them a practice test tape. They go through the tape, and then when they're done with the tape, they submit it back to you, and you can compare it with one of our answer keys that's completely finished and ready to compare results.
So you'll train them. You'll give them everything they need to do. Plus, you give them a test tape to try it out and then compare it to the other tape. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be in charge of hiring and paying them, because if not, we become kind of like our own platform, so we're going to leave it up to Upwork and all of the others. But you have all the resources that you could ever need to be able to be successful at it.
That's awesome.
And we even created videos that came with troubleshooting. So if there's things that are common errors, we have videos for those here. So your VA doesn't even really, you could literally send them the links to that to say, oh, here's your answer to your question. So there's 3 test tapes that we have for you that you can go through. It even tells them to filter things. So that's pretty awesome. And here's an example of an actual, this is one of the test tapes that our VAs completed, so this would be the answer key. We give them very basic information, pretty much the loan information, the property address, and they have to go through, they even find the borrower's name, occupancy, the CMV, like I told you, is super cool. If there's no sufficient comps, they'll explain why. Sometimes it's really rural areas, or if it's a lot, or different reasons. You can go to the notes and they'll exactly explain to you what's going on with that.
So let's do this. Can you slow your screen down a little bit there? I'm sure people are curious about that. So you've got
okay.
So if you can just, I don't know, you got your filter, or we can show the columns on it. So literally it gives you just gave them the address basically, and they went and found out the population and everything
Yes.
on the right hand side. Is that correct?
Yes. So they actually found out the counties. And I think we just gave them the loan info, property address, and I don't even think we gave them the zip code or county for this one. It's just we wanted it to be bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
We asked for population because I actually really don't like rural areas, just because
Right.
if I do have to resell it, I know, once again, to each their own, but like a 3,000 population city is not, I'm going to filter that out.
But
So
you're gonna go with Rock City, Illinois, up here, which is 315 people, though, right? Not.
Oh my God, yes, definitely. That was totally on my list. I'd for sure buy that one. So they go through the comps. They actually include them for you. They give you the notes on the neighborhood. So sometimes there's been land trust sales. Our VAs have been trained to understand what a land trust sale is, and they, are able to notate that kind of stuff in the notes area. They find crime rate, all of the property information, which is, I think, helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm trying to go slow enough to type. Okay, so liens and judgments, they look in the public records to find that. You can't always guarantee those because sometimes they are either paid service or they're not even housed online.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're housed online, our VAs know how to find that, and we'd show them how to find that. And then BK, so they actually search in Pacer. They verify any taxes. And then, of course, the CMV. So we're back at the front. So that's a tape that would be an answer key. This is another one that we did for, this was actually for you.
Yeah.
So we did 37 assets. Our VAs turned that over to them in 24 hours, and we found all they gave us, not even a borrower's name on this one, was just the property. Ooh, sorry. That one goes quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So gives you notes, crime rate, building type, everything you really need to make a quick decision. So that's really what we're doing. And now let's talk about prices. So if you went to our website right now, to become a member with Note Investing Club, it's $74.95 for a 12-month membership. As we're here, Scott, we're happy to offer you a one-day-only pricing, and I mean one day because we were pretty much giving it away. This took me tons of time, and the resource what it can give you in time and value and in money for $49.95 is crazy. So this is a 12-month membership. You pay monthly for that price. If you go to noteinvestingclub.com/public/secret sauce pricing. Now, if you would rather get even better discount, you could pay $500 in full one time. That's still an annual membership, so 12 months. And you'd actually be saving $100 off of our discounted price that we're offering for today.
Now that's if they want to download the videos. If they want to train their own VA, that's not including pulling assets. Let's make that real clear for everybody here on the call. But this is to get the videos. You can get all the access to be able to train your own VA if you want to. Correct, Liz?
Correct. This is for Note Investing Club, which you get your own VA. You train them with the videos, everything I just talked about. The tape text is a pay per asset service. Right now, if you decide that that's the path you want to go with, then you would just go to tape text and submit your tape when you're ready. That's how that one goes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you could do, I guarantee, trust me, everybody, you're going to do probably. It's good to know what they're breaking down, especially if you're looking way to break some stuff down and look at some stuff. They've got some great videos on here to help you out with that. But what's nice too is, hey, I know some people are doing both. They're like, I'll get to training my VA as I go, but I got too many lists coming in to work at. So
Yeah, absolutely. One of our first clients actually got signed up, started using the VA program. He actually hired his VA, but they hadn't been fully trained yet, and he was going to, I don't remember if it was Istanbul, it was somewhere. He was traveling out of the country for a while and got a really good tape, and he didn't, once again, just like I was traveling, he didn't want to miss out on the deals. So even though he's already a member with us, he ended up submitting it to Tape Tax and had our VA send it back to him, and he was, able to make his bids with that. So it really is like a dual kind of service,
yeah,
especially
totally.
as you're getting started.
Yeah. What questions do you guys have so far? Give everybody a chance to type in their questions here. Can you pull up our previously list there, Liz?
Absolutely. There it is.
There we go. Now you were able, yeah, we didn't give it. All we had was the addresses and kind of the UPB and stuff like that. But you literally did. And literally that gave us information. As soon as we saw the borrowers on us, like, oh, I know I know what this tape is. It's land contracts and other things like that too. Plus you pulled occupancy, property condition for us, the population, because we were making an offer on a chunk of this asset tape, and you pulled your values on it, and then you left a couple blanks in there, or a columns blank in there for us to run because you didn't know pricing expectations. And
correct.
All I had to do was literally go in here and enter in what my percentage was and the little formula and run it down, and I had my bid stuff on it. So I like the fact that you actually showed that, hey, tax has been paid, or there was outstanding stuff. Can you flip over a little bit longer too?
Sure. Oops, sorry, went quick.
It's okay.
Ooh. Yep.
There you go. See, all the notes in the back end here helped out tremendously. Signage in front yard, basic comps in real estate, ABC, no street view, which is a big no-no to me. If there's no street view, I kind of don't usually like to run with it.
I agree.
So so it helped me narrow this down to literally like 10 offers really, really fast, everybody. And then save my time. You got this done. You did a turnaround on this one, 24 hours. So it was what, $550 an asset. So for the $150 roughly on this, or I could have narrowed it down too. If there's 37, I only wanted 10 assets pulled. I could have just sent you 10, and you would have run it at 10 in a 24-hour time frame too. Correct, Liz?
Absolutely. Whatever you submit is what we scrub. It is pay per asset, so if you know you're only going to be looking at 10 assets out of the 37, I suggest filtering it out right before you send it to us and submit it. It'll save you money, and it'll get you, I mean, you're paying for 24 hours, so you'll get it back in 24 hours, but you might get it back sooner than that.
Right,
so,
right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, question here. Noreen asked a question. Are they calling the county clerk to verify when taxes were last paid and are current and not just how much is the taxes?
Right now, the VAs are just doing the basic research. So for us, that means that would be verified during like an O&E or actually having title pulled. So no, they're not doing any phone calls to the county. To me, that's part of the formal due diligence phase.
Right.
Because most of the time it's listed on the county's, unless it says like unable, please call, and they'll notate that. And you'll know for that one, okay, I need to call. But
right. And there's some websites, there's some counties that are really good and other counties are really bad. And some counties should be paid, but you got to pick up the phone and find out. And this, you got to realize, Noreen, a lot of times the difference between getting an offer accepted and not accepted is getting the bid in. And this is designed to really help you get your bids in to double check. Because you're not going to spend, trust me, if you saw all the amount of tapes that I look at on a regular basis and that you guys will be looking at, if you're doing the work, you're going to be making a lot of offers and hoping to get the bids, and then you do more exclusive due diligence to break it down. But this has got it done for you. I mean, you're not going to be making offers of stuff that you never want to look at because A, it looks like crap, or B, there's a gang member that lives next door, and then there's 3 sexual predators around the corner. You've pulled that here, all right? Let's see, question here from Renee. I guess we need a VA first, or should we have Liz Group look at our tapes? Or both? Renee, only you can answer that.
Yep.
If you want to put your own thing in and where you're getting a VA hired, hey, great, do that. But probably at first, you probably want to have somebody look at your tapes for you. Look at what you're breaking down And man, if you can afford the 350 or 550 an asset, hey, great. That might be a good source for you to do that. And then use what they find and maybe even go back and do a little due diligence to help you educate yourself on stuff. Okay. Question here is, how do they verify occupancy? Is it based on utilities or something else?
That's a great question. Normally, to really verify occupancy, we would call the actual county and see if there's, water, electricity turned on. It's a nice little trick if you don't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another nice trick, pro tip. You can actually check the mailing address, typically on the tax records. If the mailing address is different from the actual physical property address, most of the time it's either tenant occupied or it's going to be vacant because the property owners have moved on.
Yep.
We also use Google Images to help determine that. It's really easy to see. If I see there's two separate addresses, but there's still a car parked out front and it's a Google image from 3 months ago, that's probably telling me there's a tenant in place. But we really include the occupancy here because a lot of the time that's included in the tapes. So this is something that most of the time is included. If it's not, our VAs will do our very best to verify that. But once again, we always suggest for everything that we do, just know that you have a formal due diligence phase, that you're going to have realtors go by and do drive-bys and take pictures. You're going to have hopefully a BPO or something more formal done, because you can come up with your own calculation, but you always want to get in touch with someone that's local and knows the market, that can see the property. You're going to pull title, so like you said, this is really just to help you get those bids in confidently and faster. This is not the end-all be-all.
Totally. Let me tell you something. I've paid in the past, and I still do. Actually, if you guys were to go do this right now, if you were to go to like Valuation Vision or FAS and have them do an AVM, an automated valuation model, where they can have that back to you in 24 hours, it would cost you $15 a line item. Okay? I pay 11 because I get bulk discounts. Okay? But all that's going to do is give you basically a valuation online. That's about all it's going to give you. And it's going to double check the borrower's name. It will pull some square footage, but it's not going to give you near the amount of information that you guys are doing here at $550 or $350 a line item.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what we did. I actually took this and matched up compared to what valuation. I was like, well, shit, it's a much better deal here.
It's true, though. It really is. We had someone call the other day, and I told him the pricing, and he said, that's it?
Yeah.
I mean, for what we're offering, it really is such a steal.
Yeah.
And think about that. $3.50 per hour. It's like that quote we heard earlier. If you're making $25 to $25 an hour, why not pay someone $3.50 or $6 even an hour?
Yeah, so you guys can narrow down your spreadsheets by, especially if you're brand new. One of the big things I talk to people, hey, pick your 5 to 10 markets and focus on that. And if you narrow it down where you got 4 markets and you got 20 assets, hey, great, send this out for 20 assets, and then maybe you spend a little bit of time familiarizing yourself with another market or two. But at least you've got somebody who's paid to do this, and an expert pulling stuff for you that you would have missed the first time around.
Yep.
Cool. What other questions you guys have? Questions. These were good questions, everybody. Now, question here popped up. Do you guys use White Pages or Spokio to check the borrower? Or I guess the thing, not really borrower, but occupancy. Do you ever use that with your VAs, Liz?
To actually search to see what comes up just when you do a name search for their area?
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't really do that in the preliminary stage, because most of the time we don't include, at least for our research on our end, we're not including the mailing address if there is one.
Right.
We're really just giving you if you put the bid in or not.
That
to
makes
me,
sense.
the mailing address really isn't, that's something I can find later on.
Sure.
So, sorry, but as of right now, no.
Okay. Another question here. Steve, there's no way for them to verify insurance. They're just looking at the due diligence of the asset. There's no way to be able to verify insurance without, A, calling the borrowers, and that would be a violation of RESPA right now. So this is your verification of your insurance is going to come something from your servicing company doing as they're reaching out. All right. Good job. Good question, Irene. Good question, Dennis. Good question, Steve. All right, everybody, come on. What other questions you guys have? What's PTI, Joseph? That's property taxes and insurance, principal taxes and insurance. Is that what you got on here?
Yep.
Yeah.
it's a payment. That probably came in the tape, and we just included it.
Yeah, just included
just
it.
add the columns. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What else, everybody? Now's your chance to ask.
This is it.
We get a lot of people that ask these questions. Hey, whenever you're pulling this and stuff like that, you guys don't realize how affordable this is for you guys and gals. Because literally, at the per asset base, you guys aren't probably going to. You get a list of 200, you're not going to really jump on and. I mean, if you want to, great, spend $350 to $550 to send it out to them, but you're probably going to narrow down to 20, 30 assets just based on states alone on that stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Noreen asks, what does it mean when it says by subscription only or under judgment or liens? What that means, Noreen, is that this website's you got to pay. You got to pay to look up the liens. Correct, Liz?
Yeah. That's what I mentioned. Sometimes they don't house it online. They're old systems or they're just slow to get on there. Mm-hmm. And then other ones actually make you do a subscription. So you have to pay just to view the document or even search, really.
Right.
It doesn't happen often, but.
All right. Chat asked a question. 12-month membership required?
No, we do have lower price or lower required memberships. So there is a quarterly membership. If you go to the website right now, that would be $99.95. And the reason we do that is because you're gaining access to all of the videos that I've spent a lot of time on, and there's plenty of recording systems out there, and we are doing that really for asset protection, so that
cool.
So yeah, you can go to and do the 3-month if you'd like.
Sweet. Let's see here. That's a good question, Renee. Could you go ask what is the renewal after the $500 first year?
That would just be another plan, the next annual plan or quarterly plan, whatever you choose. So it's $500 for a year, and then once your subscription ends after 1 year, you can choose to renew at a monthly plan.
Yeah. All right, cool. Does Tape Tech have a minimum monthly fee or start fee?
Nope. We actually had someone the other day that is interested in working with us, but kind of wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing, so he sent us in just one asset. We know exactly that he was testing us. We're happy with that because they'll come back. So, no, there's no minimum requirement there.
Perfect for you, Kathy and Steve, because it'll help you out with a lot of stuff. But this is what's so great about this, everybody, is it can help you if you're not used to pulling information. You're not technically savvy, and this doesn't mean you're bad or anything. Everybody's different in their different experiences and stuff. But if you're not technically savvy of, what website do I got to go to next and copy paste, it's probably worth your time to break down the assets to spend a little time on here as well. Gene asked the question, what are the minimum houses the VA can do for me on a weekly basis? The minimum is whatever you put in, Gene. If it's one asset, it's one asset. They've got their text ready to roll for you to help upload and go from there. Let's see what your question. And you've had this. Let's see. You've had the website. How long? You guys have been around for quite a few months there this year, haven't you?
Yeah, we officially launched like early June.
Yeah.
So what is that? Almost 3 months now. Yeah.
3 months now. But you've been pulling this information for a while, though. What's the thing?
Yeah, this was in the making for a while. So we've been, I've been investing in notes for close to, it's actually only 2 years, Scott, so I hope that feels
only 2 years? Man, it seems like time has flown by.
2 years, so that was good. When you said 4, I was like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Well, I look back at okay, because you guys, how we originally met, I guess it goes back 2 years now. You guys came to one of my workshops in Orlando back in the day. Or actually, you came to, but we met at Chris McClatchy's 2-day event in Central Florida.
And then we went to your course after that because we loved you.
But you guys are closing deals, and you guys here that have seen me go through, have people on. I like having people that are doing the business. I like people because those are the type of people that you can ask questions at, and they're not going to look at you blindly. Huh? What do you mean? And you can speak the lingo to Liz and Dennis and their staff. They understand what's going on with that. Kathy asked a question. Please give us the website to link into that. Are you talking about the link into the actual Tape Tech, Kathy?
Is this what you're talking about?
Or the website here to click on? She just said yes. I don't know because I asked 2 questions. Tape Tech.
So if you actually want to go to Tape Tech, it's literally just www.tapetex.com. So I'll pull that up for you here. state text. It's on the criteria form, but all you need is, all you need is that, okay?
Safetext.com.
And if you're looking for this, there you go.
Perfect. Good stuff. All right, everybody. Anybody else got any questions? Liz, is there one thing, or actually let's do this, one or two or three things that you would recommend, especially when you were struggling to pull stuff in? And we're not talking about time, because everybody struggles with time sometimes. Like I talked about secret sauce earlier on. It's about maximizing your time and making things happen. Well, what would you, if you were to take a gander on pulling one asset, on the things you do with this, how much time does that take usually for them to pull one asset?
For the VAs?
Yeah, for the VAs.
For a VA to complete one fully, it's about 30 minutes.
Okay, so 30 minutes per one asset. Okay, everybody? Think about that. If you're doing 20, that'd be 10 hours to do 20, to pull all that information, everybody. Okay, are you starting to see the time frame of what it is? If you can get 2 assets done in an hour, you're working through that stuff to pull this list, to review it, to give you information. You're literally hiring your workforce here. All right. If it took you 10 hours to break down the assets, to go to each website to check this stuff, 30 minutes. Even if you're experienced, it's still going to take you 10, 15 minutes to get a lot of this stuff done.
Yeah. I was going to say it probably takes me a little bit less, but I mean, this is day in, day out. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
These VAs also want to make sure they're extremely accurate, because it's not just for themselves where they say, oh, I must have missed that. It's for our clients, so they're really thorough.
Right. Totally thorough with that. So just think about that, everybody. Think about how much time you would spend on stuff to outsource it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Renee says, yeah, I don't want to do that.
No.
And what I love the fact is too, is you guys went to Spain. Did you go run with the Bulls or anything like that?
No. No, it's a different time, different city.
But you went and had fun. You maximized your time. You've earned the right, obviously, to go have fun. I mean, who doesn't want to give a big applause out to our teachers and stuff like that? But a lot of us sometimes get bored. A lot of people will shut down business because we got to go do something, and we don't have the time to do that. We don't have the staff, and you don't want to hire individuals at $15 an hour, $8 an hour, to then spend 20 hours scrubbing lists or 30 hours scrubbing lists. You know who you need to reach out to, Liz, if you have not done this already? You need to reach out to Val at Watermark.
I have, actually.
Did he take you up on it, or is he being too stubborn?
He actually is one of our podcasts.
Okay.
So he is interested, but has been stubborn lately.
He's stubborn. You just got to be a little bit ahead to get him to do it. But anyway.
Yeah, it just needs to be follow-up.
Exactly. Good job here. All right, please, okay, Kathy's got that. But yeah, seriously, this is a cool thing. Anytime you pull this much due diligence, it's well worth it, everybody. Save you time, make you avoid making mistakes, and you can go through and filter exactly how you want to filter. Any other questions before we wrap it up for the evening, everybody? Any other questions? Here we go. Let's see here. Noreen likes it. Yep, good stuff, Noreen. She says good stuff, Liz. This is awesome. Yeah, I know, especially you guys are doing other things. You have other passions you're doing. Sometimes your passions don't want to be diving on websites, or you don't have the time. Here you go. Here you go. If you're traveling or going to events, she did exactly right, Dennis. She blew their minds like, holy shit, somebody can do all the stuff I don't want to do. Exactly. So we'll be making a note of those links. We'll actually be sending links out as well with a replay. This is being recorded for you guys, so it'll be up and available. Let's see, any other questions here? You're welcome. Renee, this is not a podcast. This is a live webinar. Podcast, you would not see the videos. You didn't say the things going up there. So big, Joseph, thanks for bringing this service to us. Yeah, Joseph does a really good job on this. It'll save you some time on that. Any last remarks, Liz, before we let you go for the evening?
I was just going to say thank you for having me to start, and I really do hope this helps. That's why we created this service, is for me, But then once I started to talk to other note investors, I realized what this was needed in our industry, and that there really wasn't anyone offering this. So I really do hope that you utilize it in one form or another just for you to grow your business and to, get that secret sauce.
There you go. Get the secret sauce. You can do the things you want, everybody. Couldn't put it any better, Liz. Looks like Chad Ragia just said he just signed up for it. That's awesome. Once again, guys, take a few minutes to jump on here. Trust me, hey, if you got the quarterly plan, do the quarterly plan to figure it out and learn as you go. But do not let due diligence stop you from making offers. Just got to outsource it down. Here's your opportunity. So on behalf of everybody here at We Close Notes, everybody, thank you for another interactive webinar and for another successful Monday Note. The replay of this should be up by tomorrow night. Actually, later tonight here in a little bit. I got a little bit of work before I head out of the office tonight. But yeah, Dennis is it right. Don't wait to start putting your automation systems in place now. Be a CEO and not an employee. All right, everybody? Be a CEO and not a self-employed individual. So we'll wrap it up for the evening. Once again, Liz, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And everybody else, everyone. Yep, have a great evening. And remember, next Monday night, and the next Monday night, you want to join me live via Periscope. So go on there right now and sign up for Periscope. It's a free app in the download store there for you. You'll definitely, you follow me. Follow me online there to get track of that stuff as far as the live Periscope we'll do next week at the Quest IRA $1 Trillion Mixer. We also may have a Google Hangout availability for you guys to actually follow up as well. So other than that, guys, we'll see you guys later. Take care. Gene, just look for people that follow you because I follow you, Gene. Talk to you later. Bye.